Hi folks, welcome back to the Camping Astronomer channel. It's good to see you. I'm back on another wild camp today. This is my December one and my Christmas wild camp. We're out of lockdown now. I was actually hoping we were going to get some snow for my December camp, and a lot of the country has had it, but down here it's remained sufficiently mild that there was no snow, and in fact it's practically tropical here at the moment. But I'm just plodding up to a little spot I scouted out on the South Downs a few weeks ago. So it's about 20 past 3 at the moment, so I think I've got maybe 3/4 of an hour of daylight left, but it's only a very short walk actually up to this spot, so I'm hoping to get set up just before it gets dark, but I'll bring you back shortly.
My name's John and I make videos on camping, astronomy and walking. If you like what you see in this video, then please check my channel out, as there may be others that interest you there. But in the meantime, let's crack on with today's video. That's the top of the hill reached. Now I've just got to find a spot that I identified out the way. This'll do, I think. That's all pitched up before it got dark. Nice view out the tent. It's supposed to be foggy and misty tomorrow, so I'm hoping that the valley down there is covered in fog in the morning, but we shall see.
That's me all settled in then. I was hoping for a bit of clear sky to the south and west, which is in this direction here. I did bring my SLR camera with me in the hope of being able to set up and take a quick shot of the Milky Way before it disappears forever, well forever, for the rest of the year. But it looks a bit cloudy over there, but I shall stick my head out the tent a little bit later on. Needless to say, now there's nobody here. But it's a cracking spot. Get 2 tents on here as well. Got Christmas lights up in the tent. Get some Christmas beer later. And there's a Santa hat in here somewhere. I was originally going to be bringing the OEX Leviathan sleeping bag. I wanted to do another test of it, see how many feathers come out of it. But instead I've got this Berghaus Elevation 600. The temperature tonight's going to drop to maybe 4 degrees, something like that. So I'd be roasting in the Leviathan. So I've opted for this bag here, which for me goes down to about 1 degree. The thing with winter camping is you're stuck in the tent from about 4:30 onwards, so you end up doing stuff way earlier than you otherwise would do. So it's now 5 o'clock and I've started to cook my tea because there's nothing else to do and I'm getting hungry. This is what I'm going to have tonight. It's a dehydrated meal tonight, but it's not a bad one. I've had this one before. Chicken curry, my favourite chocolate pudding, and a bit later on I'm going to have a bottle of Grumpy Santa Golden Ale, so I'm looking forward to that. And buried in this little hip flask here is some, trying to remember what it is now, it's not whiskey. No, it's rum, that's right. I put rum in it this time round. So I'm looking forward to that, but I'll have that after I've had my dinner. It smells really nice when you open the package. The main thing with these dinners though is to remember to find and take out this little sachet just set my camera up to do some photos of the Milky Way because the sky's cleared up. I'm not using a tracking mount, just my little travel tripod, and I've realised I haven't brought the right lens with me. I was going to be, or wanted to use a 14mm lens to get it really wide angle, but I've got a 24mm lens and a blinking 85mm lens, which is no good on an untracked mount. So anyway, I'm just going to plod away with the 24mm lens and see what I get. Well, that was good. The sky's just cleared up. So I've belted outside to get a bit of astrophotography done quickly, just using my camera and a stationary tripod. Got a couple of nice shots that I'll put up in a tick, but that meant I rather hastily ate my chicken curry, which was nice. And now I'm back in here cooking my pudding.
Looks a bit of a gooey mess, but actually it tastes really nice. I keep thinking one day I ought to bring a little sort of pot of cream with me and pour it all in. Well, that's the pudding done, so I reckon it's time to crack the beer open now. Well, that's Christmas hat on, Christmas jumper on, Christmas lights up. So I'd like to wish you all a happy Christmas. Grumpy Santa backwards because it's on the selfie mode. Yeah, I hope you all have a good one. I thought I'd fill you in a little bit on kind of who I am, if you like. I'm 57 as of December 2020, and I spent most of my working life working in the process industry for a company selling control valves. But when I was 55, I decided to pack that in and semi-retire and go and work in an outdoor pursuit shop. So I'm lucky enough now to spend my days talking to people about boots and tents and all that sort of good stuff. So that's great, basically. This year I've started to do wild camping on the South Downs. I've always done outdoor pursuits of one sort or another, trekking, hiking, camping, cycling, that sort of thing, but most of my wild camping over the years has always been in the upland areas, and I live in the southeast of England, so I was only really getting out sort of once a year or twice a year, something like that. And COVID sort of taught me a bit of a lesson, really, because we had everything taken away from us, and being almost 57, I haven't got an unlimited amount of time left where, you know, I'm likely to be active, so I couldn't really afford to go losing years here and there. So consequently I kind of decided to get my skates on, if you like, and there's a couple of other YouTubers really who made me realise that it was possible to go wild camping on the South Downs, which is virtually on my doorstep. I'd always written it off as being a heavily populated and frequented area, so therefore out of bounds for wild camping. But Tom Outdoors and Simon Outdoors both regularly go camping in the southeast of England and Sussex and North Downs in Surrey as well in particular. And so these two guys basically inspired me to get out and go camping. They've both got great channels. I'll put links to them at the bottom of this video. So yeah, so this year I set a target really, once we were out of the first lockdown, that I'd try and go wild camping at least once a month, all year round basically. And so that's now what I kind of do, and I interlace that with my interest in astronomy on the YouTube channel. In an ideal world you can link astronomy and camping all in the same video, which I've been able to do a little bit of in this one,
but 9 times out of 10 the day you pick to go camping it's cloudy. But yeah, nonetheless, it's given me a nice little project this year, and I've really enjoyed doing it. I'm tucked up in my sleeping bag now because it's a little bit cold. So if I can find it, that's it. Cracked open the rum purely for medicinal purposes, obviously. So I'm gonna have a little sup of that and probably mess about with some of the photographs that I took, the Astro ones that I took on my DSLR. I'm going to download them onto my phone and mess about with them a little bit, see what I can extract out of them, and then probably call it an early night. It's about 8:30 at the moment, so I reckon about 9:30 it'll be lights out. And the great thing about winter camping, of course, is it's dark till about 7:30, so I won't have to get up at the crack of sparrows to avoid people. So I shall say good night for now and bring you back in the morning. Good night. Morning. That's going to be breakfast this morning. I had to buy a new pair of winter boots this year, much to my horror. I ended up with these here. I really like Scarpa, and these are the Scarpa SL Actives. I had a pair of 20-year-old Scarpa Mantas, which were in those days completely leather boots. They're not now. They're much more trendy and flashy boots now. And they didn't get huge amounts of wear because living in the south of England, I'm not exactly wearing crampons every week. But nonetheless, they were good in the winter. And when I put them on last year, I found they were too small all of a sudden, despite having fitted me for 20 years. And when I compared them to my current Scarpa summer boots, which are Scarpa Terras, I realised that my feet, the Scarpa Terras, were one size bigger, like size 44 instead of 43. So I thought, well, my feet seem to have grown because the old Scarpa Mantas were too tight for me, both in width and in length. And a bit of research on the internet showed that when you get past 50, your arch starts to collapse a bit, which makes your foot spread out a bit in all directions. And that was the reason why my previously perfectly fitting boots were no longer suitable. So the nearest equivalent to the leather Mantas is these Scarpa SL Active boots. They're full leather and take C1 grade crampons, but they are actually quite comfortable. You could wear them all year round if you really wanted to. They're a little, well, say a little bit, they're quite a bit heavier than my Scarpa Terras, so I think I will reserve these for the colder months. But if anybody's looking for a decent pair of kind of all-round boots that can take crampons, then the Scarpa SL Actives are quite a good buy. They're about £220, I think. I noticed this morning there was no condensation in my tent at all, which I'm quite pleased about. I had the sort of side mesh doors open a little bit to let some air through, but it was quite kind of foggy and dank last night, so I thought I might get some. One thing I did notice yesterday was I was spent so long in the tent, in the reasonable gloominess of a tent, that you keep losing things all the time and put them down and can't find where they are because the light's not great. So I think I'm gonna run a line along here using the hooks, that one there and the one on the other side that I now have up to hang lanterns and lights on and things, and then I can get my hats and gloves and all the other stuff that I kept losing last night, get them off the floor and basically hang them up where I know where they are. It's quite a good spot. Tent, particularly a green one, is pretty well hidden. I mean, I'm 10 metres off the path at this point, and you can't see the tent. If you didn't know it was there, you wouldn't spot it at all. Yeah, so this is a great little spot. It's like being on a little balcony, basically. So I'll definitely be coming back here again. But now it's time to take everything down. It's about 8:30 now, so I want to be away by 9. Okay, that's me packed up now, so I'm off. So all that remains is for me to thank you for joining me on this trip. And I wish you a very happy Christmas, and let's hope that next year's not as interrupted as this year's is, and we can all get out like we want to. So take care everybody, till next time, cheerio. Hello Pebby, this is Pebbles, who's helping my tent dry. Aren't you? Yeah. Well, I hope you found that video enjoyable. If you did, it would be great if you could press the like button and maybe make some comments about what you did or didn't like in the comments section below. If you did enjoy it though, maybe have a look at the other videos on my channel, as you may find something of interest to you there. And if so, it would be absolutely fantastic if you could subscribe. That would really help me out. But in the meantime, I wish you well, and cheerio until next time.